Johnny Depp's UK witness statement, he says, fundamentally, the signs that Ms. Heard began to demonstrate then became the full and developed aspects of her character that I came to know during the incredibly unhappy time when we were together. She is a calculating, diagnosed borderline personality. She is sociopathic, she is a narcissist, and she is completely emotionally dishonest. I am now convinced that she came into my life to take from me anything worth taking and then destroy what remained of it. Indeed, later in our relationship, when we sought the help of a marriage counselor, the marriage counselor confirmed to me that Ms. Heard had a borderline, toxic, narcissistic personality disorder and is a sociopath. It was further explained to me that Ms. Heard's projection of emotions is extremely exaggerated. She will always overreact, and she simply cannot be wrong in any circumstances. She invariably accuses other people of the bad things she herself has done. The same has been said to me by my private doctor, David Kipper.
So you're saying that's basically what it might come down to, or at least that's going to be a big component of it is basically adjudicating her mental state, perhaps?
That clearly seems to be what Johnny Depp is trying to do with this independent medical examination, because we already know, from the UK trial, Dr. Kipper thinks she has these things. Now, Dr. Kipper didn't testify in the UK trial. He, presumably is going to in Virginia. But just taking at face value that Johnny Depp's statement is correct and that Dr. Kipper did actually, diagnose her with these things, then Amber Heard, is saying, no, I'm not. And so there's really two issues that come out of this, right? One is, did Amber Heard commit perjury in the UK when she said, no, I've never been diagnosed with these things? And number two is, does she actually have some diagnosis, and does that have any relevance to proving the underlying defamation case?
So she said in the UK trial that Amber said that she had not been diagnosed with any kind of emotional or psychological disorder.
She said no personality disorder.
No personality disorder.
And I didn't have time, that there's a lot in the transcripts, and I didn't have time to go back and look at her testimony, but I do vaguely recall her talking about it in her testimony. And I believe she had referred to narcolepsy because, she was taking the Provigil for a while, and then possibly also ADD or ADHD, which again would justify.
Yeah, the uppers. Yeah. She likes the uppers.
But as I recall, she denied having an eating disorder, and she denied, I believe she denied any other types of mental health diagnoses.
Well, she also said, and of course she also said that she didn't like to drink to excess as well. Yes. in the trial. Yeah. So how much would it have any bearing on the Virginia case that she lied in the UK court, or that's completely irrelevant?
Well, that's the question. That's what's going to be interesting. And so there's a rule in Virginia that is Evidence Rule 2607, and it lays out how you're able to impeach a witness. And so impeaching a witness, broadly speaking, means calling their credibility into question. So this rule lays down these different ways that you're allowed to do that in the Virginia court. And so it includes things like introduction of the evidence of the witness's bad general reputation for the traits of truth and veracity, evidence of a prior conviction. The one that we're interested in here, evidence of prior unadjudicated perjury as provided in a separate rule. And so, yeah, if she lied in the UK court, even if she hasn't been adjudicated as being a liar in the UK court, that can potentially be used against her in Virginia for purposes of proving that she's not honest.
That's interesting. So that potentially that lie that she told, that she had not ever been diagnosed with a personality disorder, that could go toward that to some degree.
Yes. So they would be allowed to bring that in to establish that she had been diagnosed.
This trial, it could be it could be really interesting, especially if she feels like her back is up against the wall, as I would imagine she's got to feel with this in a way that she's not felt before, and then with some of this perjury brought into this, and Kipper's diagnosis. I mean, it just seems like there's a lot of stuff that it's going to be interesting to see how she responds. Because I don't think that, smacking on her popcorn or whatever and rolling her eyes and smirking is going to get very far with this one.
It's not going to help her, but it's what she's going to do. She can't do anything else. Just wait. Just wait.
Oh. I mean, really, do you think, I know you don't have any particular special insight into Amber Heard, but just kind of your general reading right now of what her attorney's done so far and just how things are looking. I mean, is it pretty bad? It seems like, to me, a layperson, it seems like it's pretty bad for her. Is it pretty bad from your angle?
It's pretty bad to me, and I think that the sort of tactics that they're engaging in, really speak to that. I mean, it's unusual anyway to ask a judge to reconsider a ruling that they've already made. Number one, you're not supposed to argue with the judge about their ruling. They really don't like that. They're the authority. You're not. Once they've said what it is, take that in good grace and move on. So, but then, to do that without even really having like a good reason, just so we really think you should reconsider this or decide it the other way, even though you already didn't. It's just very
tasteless, kind of.
Yeah, well, it's very, very desperate because it's, the odds of that being successful are so minute, and the downsides of doing it, are so great. Now, maybe she doesn't care because, at least at this point, that's satellite litigation going on. If she pisses off the court in California or she pisses off the court in New York, that maybe doesn't really bother her so much because the trial at the end of the day is going to be in Virginia. But, these things just have a way of creating a climate, and, information gets back to Judge Penny as the discovery litigation continues. They are not looking like folks who are litigating from a position of strength.